poetically. Exodus.
In this forum known as poetry, I'm here to be all I can be, cause I'm carrying on the Jesus mission. Armed with words which perform acrobatic miracles, flip-flopping in and out of psyches and light these heads like bulbs within. You ask, can a man really walk on water? Well, I'm here and now walking on you and yours, outro the door and into a land of nod, otherwise known as hip-hop, jazz, gospel, R&B. It's all poetry where kids like me speak with daggers and write with pens which spew souls from the tips. Verbal connoisseurs take sips and watch me transform from chrysalis. Picture this.
Yes. Smooth as black is in my brown sugar dream. Pulled out a strand.
Mr. Diddy.
Gather round. The sounds of Giame journey are going down. Aquaban has sounded, and our enemies have come around it. Too black. All right, family. Yo, man, I am just trying to upload a sound and I can't get it. I'm trying to get this war horn so that we can have it to wake us up in the morning. I want to hear the war horn. Oh, my God. That shit is live, but it ain't coming up now. I don't know what's going on. I hope I ain't break Spreaker in the process. Let's see. Let's go on and see if we can get it to work. Done. We're going to do done. Then we're going to add. Oh, Spreaker ain't doing it right now. It's like, man, you done broke something. So I need to go and upload the war horn, but we got it right here. Oh man. Gotta get that war horn popping off. I'm gonna get it up. I'm gonna get it up on the Spreaker. But until we do, because it was working a second ago, I hope I don't have to refresh. I think I done broke something. Brother done broke something. But hey, family, I want to welcome y'all right now. We are officially on Tribal Quotes, and we got 3 quotes that we got to run through real quick, and then we're gonna do our little conversation. Matter of fact, I forgot to open the black line, so let me go and open the black line. I want to make sure that we got the black line open. I'm about to leave the war horn up there for a second because I'm gonna try to get it afterwards, because I still can make it go off though, right? Answer the call. Answer the call. All people of age, it's time to answer the call. The war horn is sounding. We don't have to wait right now because we're not doing a toast, so the lines are open right now. Call in line number. Okay, cool. Now I gotta add action items. All right, let's go add an action item. Talk about quotes. Let's get it. No sign it. We're just gonna add the item. We're gonna add the item. It's up there so people can see it if they come in. I guess online, but I'm waiting for Uber Conference to catch up with the rest of the world. Uber Conference got to catch up with the rest of the world. It is imperative that Uber Conference catches up with the rest of the world. Hold on. I almost got it. Let's see. Nope. Nope. Audio files. We want audio files, but it ain't popping up. Dang. All right, we're going to read this thing. I got to go and look and see where it downloaded to because it's tripping right now. And once I get my mind on something, it's hard for me to kind of change directions. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm sitting up here like, man, I just downloaded the damn file, and where's it at? They got audio files on here, and it's not popping up. So I don't know where it is. Maybe it's on my desktop. Maybe I'll put it on my desktop. You think I put it on the desktop? Nope. MP3. Wonder what that is. Nope. We're not going to take that chance. Let's have it show us where it is. Show and folder. All right, cool. So here we go. Oh, it downloaded to my new hard drive. Family, I forgot to tell y'all. I got a new hard drive. So that's where it is. All right, so now watch. Boom. We're going to get out of here. We're going to go here. Maybe I need to put y'all on so that y'all can see what's going on. All right, boom. There you go. All right, let's see if it pop up again. All right, cool. So now I done found it. I'm happy. There we go. I got stuff. Oh, there it go. Let's see. Yeah. Let's get it. Oh, now we got a war horn. All right, so now, family, let's go and check out the Proverbs for the night. This is not where this go. Actually, I want this to charge. Gina, I asked you to put the phone on the charger. Where my phone at? Gina, I asked you to put the phone on the charger. Where the phone at? Oh, it's on the charger. Okay. Why you ain't say it's on the charger? And you got it on the right charger. Thank you very much. Oh, I put it on the charger? Okay, cool. All right, so let's get it, family. We about to go and get into this conversation. Tribal quotes. And we are coming from the African openings to the Tree of Life. Let me get it up close so that y'all can make sure I want to make sure y'all see it. African openings to the Tree of Life. And, of course, we have a workbook that's coming out that accompanying this book. They work as a pair. African Deep Thought Workbook. You gonna check it out? All right. Make sure you see it. All right. will be available on course on our site, and you will be seeing the ads soon, so be patient. All right, here we go. So the ones for the day. Say the knowledge holders. All vibrates around the center. All proceeds from the center. All can get power, illumination, and life from the center. Oh, man, that was hot. Oh, Spreaker done crashed on me. All right, so the Spreaker fam is out tonight. Spreaker fam is out, so, we're going to get that one. Next one. To stay in focus, to keep on base, to maintain poise, say the knowledge holders, to be erect, keep association with the center. The life chart proceeds from the center. And the last one for the night. Say the knowledge holders. Persons off base with the center cannot identify themselves. So, of course, this is coming from the second chapter. And it's all about the potent center, and it's all about the potent center. Now, potent, for those that don't know, potent means powerful. Let me go. I don't want to leave Spreaker out because that's a running record just in case we ever get cut off from all these other stuff. 72320-4. We'll just okay, cool. And plus I need to put it on tribal quotes anyway. Go live. There we go. All right, we back up. Let's see. Yep, the war horn is sounded. All right, family. So now we can take these ones in order since there's nobody on the line right now that I could see. Nobody on the line. I'm not getting any text or anything, so we're gonna go through it. Cause as y'all can see, I'm tired. So I got home. I started working on the vlog because I've been vlogging. I'm trying to vlog on a daily basis, at least it's gonna be at least 26 days because the 21-day challenge don't start until Umoja. And we got a lot of moving to do, so I'm gonna be, checking in with y'all, letting y'all know some of the stuff that's going on. Because like I said, I have to go in and take advantage of some of the stuff that's out here and use it to our advantage, to the fullest. So I am figuring out how to use I shouldn't have did that. I'm trying to figure out how to use everything on the internet. So one of the things I discovered today that you'll hear in my vlog once I upload it, because now I got to go in and I have to upload it. One of the things that you're going to hear about is my, in a sense, misunderstanding, because one of the things I was trying to do, I was trying to spread out so big. So I got this site, I got that site, I got thousands, and I ain't gonna say thousands, but we got a lot of sites. We got a lot of sites on we got a lot of sites active on the internet as Giami Journey. And one of the things that I have to figure out is how do I get all of the traffic funneled into one place so that I can make sure that you get what you're looking for, especially when it comes from us at Giami Journey. I want to make sure that you are able to get what you're looking for, right? So when you come and you want the book by Dr. Kelsey, it's easy. It's no challenge. All you got to do is click the link, and guess what? You got the book. You know what I'm saying? When you want the book, African Deep Thought Workbook, you could get it. When you want one of Brother Hatim's book, you could get it. When you want Brother Kwame's e-course, you could get it. So I'm trying to figure out how to get all that in one space. And that's what we was working on earlier today. We got just a few complications, just a few. but nothing that giants can't work out. You know what I'm saying? So me and Brother Dentista, we're going to go on and perfect it. But until then, I'm going to be using a lot of stuff that I'm using now to make sure that I'm still able to get in touch with y'all. And I'm going to hang on to it as long as I possibly can. All right, so on to the potent center. Now, understanding that according to the philosophy in which Erskine Peters is coming from, the center is very important. And the center is the thing around which everything rotates, right? The center is that one constant that we all have to deal with, that creative force, that energy that holds us all in place, and we orbit around it. What gets confusing for a lot of us is that we start believing that we are the potent center and that everything is supposed to rotate around us, right? And this causes confusion, and this causes certain breakdowns in families, organizations, and tribe. We have to understand we need to put in the center what's supposed to be in the center. You understand what I'm saying? Now, one of the issues that we are definitely going to run into is this rugged individualism that came out of the philosophies of a lot of West Asians. You know what I'm saying? And basically, what I want people to understand is that it's just a philosophy. It's just a philosophy. It's not an actual way of life that you see other people practice. Because if the rugged individualism was being practiced in Europe, there would have been no way that they could have dominated the planet in the way that they do. They speak against tribes, but they are some of the most tribal groups that you will ever run into, right? And they have the ability to morph and open up their group so that their tribe can expand. This is how they've been able to run shit. But then they get us with the philosophy of the rugged individual. It's all about you. And since it's all about you, you could do whatever you want. And if you could do whatever you want, then the whole world rotates around you because you're the center. We have a caller. Go ahead, caller.
What's up, man? It's Shaka.
What's going on?
Nothing much, just tuning in.
Yeah. So I read the Proverbs. Did you get a chance to catch the Proverbs?
Did not.
Okay. All right, so I'm going to go on through the Proverbs again. We are on the chapter 2 of the Potent Center. Chapter 2 is called the Potent Center, and we are on Proverbs 3, 4, and 5. First one say the knowledge holders. All vibrates around the center. All proceeds from the center. All can get power, illumination, and life from the center. Number 2, to stay in focus, to keep on base, to maintain poise, say the knowledge holders. To be erect, keep association with the center. The life charge proceeds from the center. And the last one, say the knowledge holders. Persons off base with the center cannot identify themselves. So, which one you want to start with? 1, 2, or 3?
Let's go with the second one.
The second one, cool. Let's go with number 2. This is Proverb 2.4. To stay in focus, to keep on base, to maintain poise, say the knowledge holders. To be erect, keep association with the center. The life charge proceeds from the center. You want to hit on that first, or you want me to hit on it first? You still there?
Yeah, I'm here. I'm here.
Cool.
My bad, I was on mute.
Oh, it's cool.
The imagery that comes to mind in the process that was described just then is the part of the Matrix when Neo realized himself as his role was in the universe that he was in. Um, Becoming catalytic in whatever you are here to do, whatever the universe has decided, um, is your greatest strength. Being able to focus that energy and the intentions um, to align with uh, the exponential energy that's before you in the universe. So if that means, you know, um, moving in a kamikaze kind of way, that's something that a lot of people are really desiring right now after being pent up and isolated for so long. Just being able to have that sense that of weightlessness and being able to transcend from a repetition as we are today. Hold on one second. Out of my whole face right now.
It's real life here, Gianni Journey.
I don't know why it is that when I get into my frame of conversation, people want to start dancing and stuff right in my face, like trying to. Anyway, so the piece is that once again, focus, being able to stay centered, being able to, if you are a messenger, um, make sure that that message is received to the best of your ability. You know what I mean? Being able to, as an artist, one thing that I learned a long time ago as a songwriter is that a true artist is someone who can take the audience out of the mind state that they're in into the mind state that you were in when you were inspired to write the tune. But it's even deeper than that now that we understand the levels to that and the layers, even the spiritual frequency, if you will, on one level. On another level, the emotional intelligent frequency, the thing that establishes instant commonality with the emotion, right? So you got different layers that you have to be intentional about as a messenger, just as a pastor is pretty much a director of a stage production. Every Sunday, it's a different stage production. It's like you got to make sure that when you start talking this money thing, that the guy on the organ is playing, a certain vibration on the organ. You know what I mean? Playing a certain depth in the bass to make you feel a certain kind of way. It's a production. Even to what it is that the ushers are ushering or what it is that they guard at the gates. It's all a production in the way that it's bigger. And so I guess that's not to take our ritual or our routine and um, and degrade it to a production, but to actually extend that that's exactly what it is. Some productions are great productions, and even if you call it that, in that vein, it's like some of the greatest productions that you've gone to. How much did you pay for that ticket? You know what I mean? And so where we are right now is everybody is looking for those voices that they trust. But the reality is that the one that gets the attention is the ones who got the greatest production.
Greatest production. All right. So now, when I'm reading that one of the things I'm focusing on is it says to stay in focus, to keep on base, to maintain poise, say the knowledge holders, to be erect, keep association with the center. So it's basically giving all of us some directions. Now, whether we take the directions or not is up to us. But the knowledge holders are talking about this center, from which everything else flows. The center that's bigger than us, but we are part of it. You know what I'm saying? I always go back to what my big brother Albino told me years ago. You know what I'm saying? You are you are no higher than a blade of grass, and you are no lower than its roots. The Creator loves us all the same, brother Hatem. You know what I'm saying? And you know, it took me a while, you know, to kind of, you know, I roll and wrestle with that for a long time because, it's part of the philosophy of Giame is Psalms 82. I have said, ye are gods and are your children most high, but you shall die like men and fall like one of the princes. And I think what a lot of people miss, and I missed for a very long time, let me speak for me, I missed for a very long time was, I heard very clear, I have said, ye are gods. But I have said, ye are gods. But this is what I miss. But ye shall fall like men and fall like one of the princes. So arise, O God. You know what I'm saying? And it's more about the center. It's more about being able to pull energy from that center. So that you can actually become who and what you are. But you are going to fall. You eventually going to fall. You're going to stumble.
What you just described is initiation, because in every true initiation, you die to something to be reborn.
Yes, indeed. Life is a consistent and never-ending initiation. As a matter of fact, last week, one of the last proverbs we covered said, initiation teaches perpetual initiation, say the knowledge holders. It never stops. The initiations never stop. You always, in a sense, you always dying to something. But in that dying, you're shedding, and you're able to move closer and closer to that center. And that center is where we need to be as artists, is where we need to be as writers, is where we need to be as fathers and mothers, is where we need to be as community. Because the center allows us to find that central thing that we could raise above the ego. Because when we say God and we start thinking in the ego mind, everything rotates around me. No, it ain't about you. It's about what the center is able to express to you, is what that creative force, that energy that's at the center of all things, what it's trying to radiate through you. And oftentimes I think we contaminate it and we lose focus. We fall off base. We lose poise. We can't be erect because we don't keep association with the center. We don't keep the main thing the main thing. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead.
No, I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna wait. Was you ready to go to the next one, or are we still?
Oh, we still on that one because it say the life force, the life charge proceeds from the center. It emanates from the center, and in a sense, we could act like an antenna and direct that energy. But we can move to the next one if you want to. Which one you want to go to? One or three?
But while you was getting on that though, it's like the imagery that I have. It's like you've seen the movie, not Glass. Yeah, Glass. You seen Glass?
I don't know. Is that the one with Samuel Jackson?
Yeah.
I didn't know I didn't know they had one just about him.
Oh, Doc. Well, you know the other one that you saw about the Horde, right?
Right.
Now, so the thing about the Horde is that he's got all these different personalities, and they all trying to hold on to the light. And it was something that you just said that brought me to that point.
The light. Go ahead. I'm listening.
Each of these personalities. Now, and so that's how you know who you talking to. This dude got 21 different personalities or whatever. The one that holds the light is the one who you talking to. And that's the one that's in charge for that moment. What was we talking about right before I mentioned that dude? You had said something.
No, I just asked you if you wanted to move on. You got to catch me in a moment,
Oh,
dog.
the last line of that. Can you say that again?
The life charge proceeds from the center.
From the center, right? So when you look at every circumstance and the way the energy moves through the universe, right? The center may not be, we think from a very individual aspect. So when we say the center, we think the center of our individual being. And the piece is that the center can be something around you, but if what you're saying is true, that center there will feel like a vortex to you. Like this isn't my intention to be here, but some vortex energy, you know. Have you ever had a happening like that? Like I was just minding my business, then something compelled me to do something that was different because of the circumstance that led me into this, and it's just like a a windstorm into a whole different. You ever dealt with that in terms of energy before?
Uh,
Of course you have.
go
For
ahead,
example,
break it down for me so I can get it.
for example, the day that you went to outreach, right?
Mm-hmm.
And the thing happened, uh,
Oh, and
where
I
you
got.
got shot,
Ooh, you trying to make it
right?
personal? Don't
What
make
was
it.
on your mind? What was on your mind when you got up that day? Because I know it was some powerful stuff. You went out and you had something going on, right? And
Mm-hmm.
then when that thing smacked you in the face, that was like a vortex that changed your whole scenario of what you thought, the control you thought you had in your life. Or did you find your oneness in the world right then and there, and that's what grounded you?
Well, now, actually, what grounded me. Well, the bullet grounded me, but what what held me together was lessons that I was working with the brothers on, because at that time we was reading a book about summarize, and we just had, in a sense, finished a chapter about death and how a warrior does not fear death. And like I said, all the way up until that point, I was I was I was terrified. You know what I'm saying? But once I remember, because it was like a voice that said, "Man, this ain't what you teach the kids."
Hmm.
It was bigger than me. So even if I was gonna go out, I had to set an example. So I couldn't go out fearful. And when I opened myself up to that and allowed that thought to become reality, that's when everything started coming back, because at that point in time, everything was fading away. The color was dripping out. The blood went from red to gray, and I was fading out. And as soon as I thought that thought, and I started really like, that's true. The colors start coming back. I could start hearing the sounds again. Sounds start coming back louder. You know what I'm saying? And basically it was me, in a sense, connecting with something bigger than who I was. You know what I'm saying? Connected with a responsibility um, that was bigger than me. I had
And
a
that,
go ahead.
yeah, that's that vortex I'm talking about. Like, and that's what's happening right now. It's like we don't know what the next thing is, but we know that it's gonna be monumental, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like some of us, and some of us who see remnants of it, and for those of us whose responsibility it is to share those remnants, we got to do that. Like our lives depend on it because it do, you know. it take the little bit of puzzle piece that I bring to the thing that you bring to the thing, and we all got to evaluate it all at the same time. They say that um what's it called? It's called the quantum Zeno effect. That a thing cannot change while it's being observed.
Mm.
Right?
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
I'm getting what I'm. Yeah. I'm gonna put a pause on right there because we was about to move on.
No, I mean, but like I said, are we done with it? Let's make sure we
Yeah,
finish the meal. Let's finish the meal. Let's finish the meal. Are you done?
we good. We good. We
All
good.
right, cool. All right, cool. Let me go and save the changes on what I'm saving because I'm trying to do some stuff real quick. And but life is what life is. All right. Oh, they won't let me make it public, so I'm sitting up here like, what's going on here? All right, but anyway, I'm trying to do two things at once. So which one you want to move to now?
We can go to the third one.
The third one. Are you sure?
Unless you have any objections.
Now, I ain't got no objection. I'm just asking if you sure. I just want to make sure you sure, man. And we riding this together. We gonna ride it together. Let's see if we can ride it together.
Right on.
All right. I'm just trying to do too much right now. That's it. Because I pledged that I was gonna try to do a vlog a day. And I'm trying to make sure I get the vlog up. Because once I get off of this, I'm gonna be tired and I'm gonna forget. So we're gonna go to the third one. Say the knowledge holders. Persons are based with the center cannot identify themselves. Where you at, Anime? Where you at, girl? Come on now. Say the knowledge holders.
Anime. That Pootatane.
Persons off base with the center cannot identify themselves. You want to go? Or you gonna open it up to me, man?
Well, I'll give you a perfect example. You know, a brother, or let me just say this: an individual who has not intentionally initiated himself into anything bigger than him.
Keep on going. I'm listening.
Is, oh man! All right, an individual that has not initiated into anything bigger than themselves is totally unaware of who they are in the opposite. They only have a hint of who they could be if through speculation. Remember when we was kids and we'd be wherever we was watching the kung fu flicks and we'd jump in the air and we didn't know how to do the flying dragon, but we'd call that shit out in the air and be like, flying dragon. And then the other person's like, oh, flying dragon, I got to go down like he just kicked me with a flying dragon. And it's like you going through you role playing.
Right.
Some people grow up and they never stop role playing until they get knocked out.
Until they get knocked out. Hey, I mean, yeah. And, because it's like, because once again, we talk about this potent center and everything flowing out of it. One of the reasons that, that I really was attracted to the term tribe, because once again, tribe is bigger than the individual. Tribe, you can't be a tribe of one. There's and a lot of people live their lives as try to live their lives as a tribe of one. You can't do everything. You can't do everything. You're gonna need assistance. That's what human society is about. And human society is laid out with rules, and hopefully you are part of the group that is benefiting from those rules. Unfortunately, we have not been part of that. You know what I'm saying? At least in this culture. And I think that's what we are constantly striving for, right? To make sure that our group is represented in that whole, so we can make sure we are able to get something. See, because the biggest
Let's get back to this one point about it. It's like, in relationships today, I'll be honest with you, I tell people, no, on one side of things, understand, or tell me if I'm wrong or not, true or false. Um, a soulmate is someone who challenges you in every sense of your being.
I mean, I guess that would be true sometimes. I guess that would be true sometime. You said every part of my being, every part.
Okay,
Every,
well, I ain't met that person. I don't know if okay, maybe that's stretching it a lot. But my whole piece is that what I find is that we are in a space where people are afraid to be challenged. People think that to challenge them is to oppose, and they take offense to it. When actually a challenge, I mean, how great would the greatest person be without competition
they
in
wouldn't.
any realm?
They wouldn't. They wouldn't.
And
They
so
would.
the piece is that right now we as a culture have been weakened, fattened for the kill, if you will. It's a lot of us role playing like we on some teenage karate flick shit. You know what I mean? Still rapping electric stick. To mess up somebody's brooms or mop handles, making some nunchucks, right? That's in Hatem. When I say that that's where we are right now, I'm saying that right now, 3D printers is flying off the racks because people that ain't got access to whatever it is that they need access to defend themselves and to man their homes. Man, listen, this is the time when you really have to put on a checklist like the things that are available to us, not just guns, not just that, but on a basic level of survival. Do you realize that they sell plasma cutters? The cheapest plasma cutter on on Amazon is $150, and it's a 240-volt plasma cutter that can cut through an inch thick steel for $150. Right?
Mm-hmm.
That's got to have some use in this era, especially when we are talking about creating housing out of these shipping containment units. That's what you need to cut those mugs up and divide them into actual floor pans is a plasma cutter. So the piece is that you think about the power that you can have in understanding how immediate those type of circumstances, are necessary, right? And you
Mm-hmm.
look at the fact as day by day the world is changing, so and the state of urgency is growing because the uncertainty is truly all about what man what man that represents the system is going to do. It's got nothing to do with anything special about the universe. Yeah, where we are in the universe, we already understand it's time for that change. We waiting for it, right?
Mm-hmm.
But the uncertainty all comes down with how much bullshit is they gonna let off, and we ain't gonna say nothing about it. That's the uncertainty. How much how much of this shit are they gonna try to make the new norm before they just fuck us all the way up? Right? And
Mm.
we can't sit and wait for that. The uncertainty is how long is it going to take for my tribe to realize that we've been in a state of emergency and the shit that we doing, we need to do like there is no tomorrow. That's the uncertainty.
Hold on.
It,
Let me give you a war horn for that. Brother Shaka just called out. He just said a war horn statement. Like there is no tomorrow. What are you doing? But go ahead. I'm listening.
yes. So we
Man.
got a lot of thinking to do, but we got a lot more work to put behind those thoughts. Because if we just sitting here contemplating like we on the sideline to our own destiny, what are you doing on this planet?
Well, we got a lot of people doing what you're saying. They play acting. We're play acting because I mean, it's like many of us have become satisfied with being side characters in other people's life stories.
And see, you know what? The other night, that conversation needed to happen with Brother Sincere, because what happened in the aftermath is that he had to say for himself that he wasn't ready, that he understands. I mean, and there's a whole piece about initiation. Like, it's applicable to that conversation there and to the aftermath, because I'll give you an example. We're sitting here on my porch, right?
Mm-hmm.
And he does like this. He starts to shoot his cat away. Get away from here. Get away from here, you little cat, right? And I'm like, what are you doing? He's like, I didn't want your cat to eat your shit, the stuff you got growing up around here. I said, bruh, where that cat was going to right there, up under the steps where you shoot him from, is where I put his food and all the other animals' food. And he looked at me like you feeding the animals for, so they won't eat my shit that I'm growing. So the whole piece is that he came in with his lack of understanding of where he was and how the animals associate in my yard. And so the cat walked up like, yo, because he already knew this is Shaka's house and it's going to be something right there for me. This motherfucker on the steps talking shit. I don't know why he's even addressing me. That's what the cat looked like. Like, I don't know who you is, but
You out of pocket. You out of pocket. You out of because after that conversation, man, I was hot. I said I don't believe. I said I hope this ain't a member of Shaka's tribe, because this nigga totally don't have a tribe. He can't. You know what I'm saying? But I left it alone. I went to bed and I thought about it and like, wow, it's because we got a lot of people out there that's on that. I can do whatever I want when I want to. I'm that. And it gets to this: persons are based with the center cannot identify themselves. Anything goes. And
yeah.
living in a world like this, that's dangerous, man. Anything
No,
goes.
that. I mean, that. Listen, his attitude was just symptomatic. Understand that he thinks it's okay, just the same way as a lot of these mamas teach they boys that it's okay to act the way that they is. You understand what I'm saying? Because they daddy wasn't around to teach them how to be a man, so I'm gonna do what I can. Like when I was living over on Hamlet over there by the Huckleberry House, I saw women pushing their little kids out in the middle of the street to fight because they think that that's what being a man is about, right?
Right.
And then you got these noisy moms pushing these kids. I mean, it's a sad sight to see, but I had to deal with that from a very aftermath thing, because one thing I realized is that When it's the sisters in the fight, let the sisters de-escalate that. But the piece is that it needs, so that is a certain dysfunction that had always been in the back of my mind, right? But the piece is that a lot of the brothers that think like that and who are around people who don't address it. That's the issue. Is that more people won't address it than the ones that will.
But I mean,
Because
you know why, partially why that is. Well, I'm gonna
point at it.
All right. Sometimes it's not worth it. Now, in my case, you know what I'm saying? It's time for me to get off the phone because what we going to do now is we getting into a battle of egos. My ego, his ego. I'm not going to be wrong. I'm not going to let him. All right, cool. All right, bro, let me just get up. You know what I'm saying? You have a good night. You know what I'm saying? Thank you for joining the show. Right? Because sometimes when people get entrenched in being right, because I get like that too. You get entrenched in being right. Sometimes it takes somebody to pull back so that a person can go on and get some perspective, because as long as they have that resistance to where they are and you have that resistance to where y'all are, y'all can go and escalate together. Sometimes it's not worth it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not, I can't save everybody. In my 20s and my 30s, I tried. Late 30s, but the early 40s and moving on, you know what I'm saying? I didn't have the energy for it. I can't sit there and argue with you over a stupid point, because if what you're saying is the truth,
not on this day.
Well, I mean, yeah. If what you're saying is the truth, not just on this day, even before all this shit start going down. If what you're saying is the truth, then it should be working for you.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying? And if it's working for
yeah.
you, you ain't gonna need to defend it. So I'm like, shit. Right. What I'm doing is working. So I'm not. You know what I'm saying? I'm sitting on a nice, comfortable chair, even though I'm wrapping it up and sending it off. I'm sitting in front of 3 computers. You know what I'm saying? I'm sitting up here broadcasting out to the world, and not a lot of people is listening, but I got enough people listening. Something I'm doing is working. I'm not calling into somebody else's show to argue with them about a point that was made clear what the thing was about when I read the shit.
Right. And see, the thing, and that's what I'm saying, huh, Tim? It's like when people see your progress, just like me. You've seen what my house looked like from the outside. People stop, they slow down, they pay attention. Now, the ones that see progress, but they got something in them that make them a little jealous. Maybe they seen me after they done fell out about some bullshit some years ago, and they see like the things that's going on now, and they want to slow down and get back in the conversation, but they just don't know how.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Those folks are here in abundance, right? And so I almost have to solicit something, because here's the piece, is that where I'm at, I know that people are paying attention. I know that they see. And I lost my original point, but I'm gonna just navigate to another.
No, it's you was heading towards the point of people that see you doing something that's working, and they want to be involved, or they were involved at one time, and they just don't know how to get back involved. So
right.
They come in a certain type of way. There's a secret jealousy there. As a matter of fact, did I read something about it was something that I read about envy or something the other day. I can't remember what that was in. We was talking about it, and I read it about Envy. Oh, it was the goddamn story. Hold on. Shaka, it hit right on that point. It was the story. My fault. It ain't in this one. Let me go on to. Give me a second. I'm gonna go to the news scene. I want you to hear this because you missed this because your ass be coming in late, man. I know you be over there messing with them herbals and then call in and shit. I ain't mad at you though, but here we go. Where we at? Uh, the dog. The dog in the manger ASAP. Hold on, cause this shit was good, Shaka. I was reading this shit, but like I said, he missed the whole goddamn thing, the whole piece. No, really, because like I said, I read the story, but I had read you because at the beginning I go through many of the different ways they translated it because there's different translations, and oftentimes the translation depends on who's translating it. All right, here we go. But let me get down to it. Application. You ready? It says envy is the most unnatural and unaccountable of all the passions. There is scarce any other emotion of the mind, however unreasonable, but may have something said in excuse for it. And there are many of these weaknesses of the soul which, notwithstanding the wrongness and irregularity of them, swell the heart while they last, with pleasure and gladness. But the envious man has no such apology as this to make. The stronger the passion is, the greater the torment he endures and subjects himself to continual real pain. By only wishing ill to others, revenge is sweet. Wait, hold on. Revenge is sweet, though cruel and inhuman, and though it sometimes thirsts even for blood, yet may be glutted and satiated. Avarice is something highly monstrous and absurd, yet as it is a desire after riches, every little acquisition gives it pleasure, and to behold and feel the hoarded treasure to a covetous man is a constant, uncloying enjoyment. But envy, which is an anxiety arising in our minds upon our observing accomplishments in others, which we want ourselves, can never receive any true comfort unless in a deluge, a conflagration, a plague, or some general calamity that should befall mankind. For as long as there is a creature living that enjoys his being happily within the envious man's fear, it would afford nourishment to his distemperament, his distempered mind. But such nourishment as will make him pine and fret, emancipate himself to nothing. So it described envy. Envy is another one in here. If you go down when you read it, so it starts off with envy, and then it goes to, but the envious man has no apology, and it talks about some avarice, and the last one was, maybe it is avarice is the last one, but the whole.
You know what?
Go ahead.
You just reminded me of another story about the sad man in the woods. It's a man in the woods walking alone crying, right? And the animals all saw that he was sad, so shit, the eagle flew down and said, you know, what's wrong? What's wrong? Why you sad? And then the old man was like, I seem to lost my way. And the eagle said, well, shit, I got eyes, use my eyes. And now he can see. Now he knows his way. He's like, but I'm weak. I'm weak and I can't get where I need to get. And the panther came out and was like, well, I'm strong, use my strength. Right?
Mm-hmm.
And so now the man is, he's strong and he can find his way. And he goes along and, and see, the deer looks over. He's like, see, now the man is happy. And the owl comes. He says, no. He says, see, I see a hole that is so deep in that man, it'll never be filled. And so he will go on and take from the earth and take and take and take and take until the earth is no more.
That sounds like a story about West Asia. Let me put it on. And it's so true. It's a hole so deep in the envious, avarice, angry soul that in some cases it can never be filled. And this is why a lot of times I don't even argue with people. You know what I'm saying? I mean, you know what I'm saying? Unless I'm trapped and I have to argue because the conflict brings nothing except desolation. And when you're dealing with somebody like this, because if we go down, we talk about avarice, but envy, which is an anxiety arising in our mind upon our observing accomplishment in others, what we want ourselves can never receive any true comfort unless in a deluge, a conflagration, a plague, or some general calamity that should befall mankind. For as long as there's a creature living that enjoys its being happily within the envious man's sphere, it would afford nourishment to his distempered mind, but such nourishment as will take him pine and fret and amass himself to nothing. Sometimes what they feed on is the energy that we give. So my issue is I'm looking for my tribe because they have already been, in a sense, identified and marked. They understand the cry. They understand the war horn when they hear that war horn. They hear it in your actions. They see it in your voice. They understand. So you ain't got to argue with them. Y'all might have constructive criticism and back and forth, but the work gets done. It's an issue to me to be sitting around with people and debating and debating and debating and debating and building nothing, because you will never get them what they need in order for them to move to the next level.
Marcus Garvey says, you will never win one's opinion through confrontation.
It's sort of like sitting with a Bible thumper. Why argue belief? What is the game for either one of you? They get you, they convert you, and now you another broke whatever they are thumping at you. You convert them and they're lost, and may become suicidal because that belief has been nourishing them all this time. So why take it away from them? If it's working for you and it's working for people, let them be where they are. If what you got is real and genuine, they will come to it on their own without you convincing them. I haven't convinced anybody to help Giami or to join Giami in a very long time. People realize the benefit to themselves, whether they are directly a tribe member or they are a tribe supporter. They recognize the benefits to themselves. They see what we're doing. So, you know what I'm saying? I ain't got time to be. I don't do the debates. I don't do a lot of argument. You know what I'm saying? Or a lot of convincing.
Tim,
Go ahead.
I'm
Because
gonna say
hold
this.
on. Because a person
Go
off
ahead.
base with the center cannot identify themselves. If you are off base with the center, you can't identify yourself. And in some
Psalms
cases, you
82
want to be
say
lost.
what?
Go ahead.
What?
You say what?
What does Psalms 82 say? Psalms 82 say they know what?
They know not, neither do they understand, for they walk on in darkness while all the foundations of the earth are out of course. Is that not where we are right now?
So let me ask you this,
Go ahead.
because I understand, like, all right. So my son, he's got a company now. You know, we really on this fabrication tip. Like, if he can invent something, create some characters, however it works out, we got the tools to do it now, right?
Mm-hmm.
So we got this opportunity. A rap star. Autumn, I can't say the person's name because we got to sign some papers, right? But a rap star is starting a brand of cigars and is interested in our fabrication services because he saw some of what I do with my wood, with my red June, right?
Right.
And so now that my son has a 3D printer, I'm like, we can do so much. We can engrave into the thing. We can 3D print the logo to go on top, so now it's got dimension and depth. Bam, And all along, I'm thinking, man, when this contract do what it's supposed to do, it's really gonna put a certain standard on the way that we move from this point on, because in this climate, to be able to take our innovation and to really even take something like a cigar box and be able to put something sacred there, that's a huge piece for a huge time. And for me, everything is about scripture now. It's about creating the instructions and making the instructions available. What you do, you have instructions. We have to be able to take our logic models, our sayings, our ideologies, and be able to put them in places where people can walk themselves through the process because they see the process in pictograph. This is what the ancients were doing with the hieroglyphics. And that's why, like, with the, there's so much more to story that you can't get from a pictograph, that you got to be there to see, the awesome artwork, because there's so much more to story inside of the shades, inside of the colors, inside of the depths, you understand? And it don't all
fit there. You have to be, in a sense, initiated to the mind state so that you can understand in depth what is being said or what is being drawn or what has been left for you. You got to do some real wisdom mining, which requires for you to be on center, to be in center, the person to be connected to the center so that you can identify yourself. Because when you're looking at that, when you are reading the hieroglyphs, for real, you're reading yourself. You're reading your story. Because the same DNA that put that on the wall flows through you. And if you went through the initiation process, that DNA was activated within you. You know what I'm saying? Just like with certain conversations that we can have, because me and you shared an experience, or we shared a certain time together in this perpetual initiation that we are in. Me and you could talk about stuff that other people would never be able to grasp. So I can understand, or you can understand something I'm saying that nobody else will be able to understand or be able to deal with. because me and you share something deeper. You know what I'm saying? Like I came up with it years ago. I said, blood is thicker than water, but spirit is thicker than blood.
Mm-hmm.
You understand what I'm saying? Because it's like,
Yep.
I got individuals that I'm related to by blood, and I'm close to them and I love them. But it's individuals, girl, that the couch is not to be climbed on. I have it wrapped up so we could ship it. It's real life here, Gianni Journey. And I love my family. But there are people that are closer to me than even my family because of what we went through.
Right.
That spiritual connection. Let's go and do this last one. Good grief, because I done lost track of time, brother. That's a good conversation, because I was tired. You called in today. I was like, Shaka better not call in late and have some, you know what I'm saying, because the girls was refreshing. That brother was draining, man. I said, oh my God, I gotta go. He it's sort of like, and it's almost like with some people, it's almost like are you familiar with the fusion energy? What they're trying to do with fusion fusion reactors?
Nah, what's happening with that?
All right, so for the last 50 to 60 years, scientists have been trying to master the process of fusion. All right? What they've mastered with the atoms and stuff like that is fission, where they're able to split an atom, and by splitting the atom, they release a massive amount of energy. This is what they do for the nuclear plants and nuclear bombs. They use fission. They split an atom. They shoot something in. It hits something real small and splits that little something. That little something starts splitting other things, and from this area that's smaller than you can imagine, a burst of energy just radiates out and destroy everything around it. But the sun doesn't work like that. The sun works with fusion, and it brings atoms together. And as it brings them together, they fuse, and in them fusing, they create other elements that can be used, but also release energy. Okay?
Right.
So now the fusion is clean. When it happens, the things that come out of it are useful to life. But fission, when it happens and they split the atom, not only does the energy radiate out and destroy everything around it, what's left over makes it almost impossible for life to exist. I'm not looking for a fission in my relationships anymore. I'm not looking for the fission with different individuals anymore. I'm looking for the fusion, because fusion promotes life. Fission destroys it and pollutes it. And the other issue, but the issue with fusion reaction right now is that in order to make it happen, scientists have to pour more energy into it to happen than it produces right now. So this is why we're not using it, because this is how can I put it? It's a limitless amount of energy when we get it right. But until we get it right, we got to unleash so much energy to get the initial reaction started that is not feasible right now. And for some of these people, I got to put too much energy in them to get fusion. So I just leave them alone. I ain't got time for that shit. I'm just being honest.
No, it took a little bit of teamwork, but it took for, in the aftermath, the brother said it out of his own mouth. Like, I told him, like, yo, a non-conformant can only build so far in the universe until it don't make sense in everybody else's. You know what I mean? So,
that's a good one. That's a good one. You said a non-conformist can only build so much in their own universe. Say it again.
Until it don't make sense in nobody else's.
That's a good one. Oh man, I've been sitting. Look, I've been sitting on. Listen, but anyway. So let's go. Let's hit this last one. Let's hit this last one so we can have some pleasant dreams. And it's the first one. Say the knowledge holders. All vibrates around the center. All proceeds from the center. All can get power, illumination, and life from the center. Good God Almighty. This book be giving it up. Erskine, you're selling, you're giving the game away for free, man.
Go ahead, man.
I'll read it again. Say the knowledge holders. All vibrates around the center. All proceeds from the center. All can get power, illumination, and life from the center.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, family, listen, that one, oh, Lord, have mercy. Lord, have mercy. You want to hit it, you want me to go and eat on that one first? You the guest, I got to go on and offer you the plate first.
No, go ahead. Go ahead. I'm a see your initial.
Well, first off, already in the first chapter, he gave us the secret to immortality. Erskine is bad. I mean, far as his research with our ancestors, he bad. Say the knowledge holders. All vibrates around the center. So we kind of covered what we talk about. Even though you don't know you're vibrating around the center, you're actually vibrating around the center. But because your focus is off, because you don't really realize that you're vibrating around the center, you're causing confusion with everybody else that's trying to vibrate around the center. All proceeds from the center. Everything comes from the center. All can get power, illumination, and life from the center. So in this proverb, that the knowledge holders is trying to tell us that the power that we are seeking, the illumination that we want, and the life that we want to live, or the life that we need to live, vibrates from the center. And that center, a lot of times, because it's almost strange. It's a center, and they describe God this way a lot of times. It's the center that's everywhere and nowhere at the exact same time. So when we get caught up on the fact that the center is in us, right? We miss the fact that the center is also in others. So the center can only become, how can I put it? The center becomes a reality to us when we not only are able to focus on ourselves, but we are able to focus on servicing others. Hence, tribe. Because if we would have stayed as individuals through our evolution or through however you believe we got here, human beings would have not survived. It was human beings gathering around the center that allowed us to overcome bears and cougars and poison snakes and alligators and lions and tigers and anything else out there that saw fit to have us as a meal. Because because I want you to think about this, Shaka. As far as kills, because I don't know you, because I know you like watching those nature channels. I know you done seen one of those shows where a lion done jumped on the wrong goddamn buffalo and ended up fucked up for life. He was dead. Now I want you to think about how easy of a meal you, I, or damn near any other human being is out there for a lion, for an animal the size of a lion, a tiger, or a bear.
Right.
I mean, you could punch that. I mean, you could punch him. Your bites ain't really gonna hurt. You ain't got no claws. You the easiest kill in the jungle. and actually the safest. Cause you
That's
ain't
messed
gonna,
up, man.
huh?
That's messed up.
No, but the fact is, this is how we, because when people start pulling in, talking all this universal shit, you got to pull in the fact that as far as universal, we are the most vulnerable being on this goddamn planet. Rabbits have a better chance of survival than an individual human being. I mean, I really want you to look at that shit. A bear cat could take your ass down.
Right.
A
Well,
raccoon, a hungry raccoon, could actually possibly take one of us down.
hey, let me ask you something,
Go ahead.
Tim. If you was born outside of here, like where you from, would you have made it here?
To America?
Yeah.
Probably. America right now is the place to be. This is why they talking about building walls and why they want to cut some of the immigration. America's the place to be. America's a place of, I mean, think about the opportunities that you, or at least that they have allowed us to imagine that we able to have over here. But looking from the outside in, go ahead.
Let me just stop you mid sentence and continue on, because after the great day of surrender, it won't be no glass ceiling on Black America. On the great day of surrender, there will be no glass ceiling on any of the struggling class, which is the people. On a great day of surrender, the one thing that we will recognize is the benevolent nature of the true Black individuals when we are proportionately where we need to be in terms of our social status and understanding of where we at. And it will take that day to initiate everybody into the right side of that conversation. But it will only take one day. You understand? So continue on, man. I'm telling you, I see it so clearly. The great day of surrender is coming. Is that a lot?
Huh?
I said, was that a lot?
No, that was cool. So, family, we gonna leave second. I mean, no, this the first one for you to go and ponder upon. I want to thank you for joining us here on Giami Journey Media. Well, thank you for blessing us with your presence. I want to make sure. Oh man, do I got Baba's book? Do I got Baba's book here? Yeah, okay, cool. Alright, I want to remind y'all that Baba's book, The Genius of Africans United, a call to action, will be released on the 26th. If you don't get it before the 26th, the price is going up. I said it was going up to $15. Nah, I reread it. That book going up to $25. The ebook. So I don't know how much how much you're gonna bring out, but I'm tired of selling selling ourselves cheap. And Shaka album should be coming out soon. I'm just waiting for him to go on and put something together, so we gonna put it up on the Gumroad site and go and push that. But everybody think I'm playing. I'm not playing, family. Listen, I've been taking my checks and my little fund money, and I've been investing. Y'all see all these commercials and shit. I am investing in what I believe in. That's Sasha and Gina. Oh, what crashing noise? That's probably Sasha and Gina, man. Or it could be. I don't know. I don't know. He said some crashing noise. I don't know. Maybe that's the sign that the white man coming to get me. I don't know. I'm putting on the war horn right now to scare away. Fuck with me if you want. Fuck with me if you want.
Oh, that's what I wanted to ask you, man.
But hold on. So, Genius of African United, you can get it at babakelsey.com. That's babakelsey.com. You say it's computer generated? All right, so I don't hear it, but let me, I'll see if I can hear it in a second. But go ahead, Shaka, go on.
So I was prototyping a whale guard today, and if you can imagine, the front of this has Caesar from Planet of the Apes in the front, and on the left side of it, the left side wall says New Reign. And then the right side of it says Psalms 82. Are you able to make a correlation between the three symbolisms?
Oh, I had my mind. You talking about this sound? Because that is the war horn. You gonna might as well get used to that, because I don't start my shows off with the war horn. It's time for battle. Jeremy, stand up. All right, but yo, I want to thank y'all for joining us, and hopefully we get the sound worked out. I am thinking I'm going to get a travel mic so that I can also do a show on the road. I'm gonna get a mic for also for the phone, so we could go and do some other stuff. He say not on now. Not on now, not no. I don't know what that means. All right, but family, I want to thank y'all for joining us this evening, and I'm gonna leave you. Oh no, not that sound. Okay, I don't know what it is, bro. We'll find it. Don't worry about it. I get it together. I hear it.
What is a lion without his pride? What is a whale without his pod? What is a monkey without his troop? What is a wolf without his pack?
The answer is very simple. They are the same thing that a human being is without a tribe. Pray. Shouts out to Brother Kwame. I think I'm sorry for that. I have a cord for these new headphones that I have. And on the end of the cord is a double ending. And I think that one of the ends is hidden because it's for a split. So on one side, you got the headphone and the mic. You got the headphone. And on another one, you got the mic. And it's a longer cord, so I was using it. And I think that might be causing the sound, because I sure heard it when I moved over there. It was like a crackling sound. So hopefully I have solved the issue for you. And I will take this and put it up and pull it out when I need it. Because when I get my, when we finish building the desktop, because it's going to be, now I told y'all the desktop going to be about $1,500. So I'm going to have to raise that or earn that or do something, but it's going to be about $1,500. That don't count the monitors, the mouse, or the keyboard. You know what I'm saying? So it's gonna be nice, man. And I was gonna hold off till, I get settled in the house, raise a few more dollars, and then just go on and pop, lay it down, pop, lay it down. Give me that. Give me that. Give me that. Right? But hey, this is Brother High Tim. I want to thank y'all for joining us. And once again, I'm going to leave you with something else, and then I'm out. I don't know what that is, Brother Kwame. I'm just being honest.
I am a genius. My ancestors were geniuses. My ancestors have made me a genius in all that I think, say, and do. I must declare myself a genius. I am a genius. Whenever I am myself, I practice my geniusness and do great things. All my thoughts, choices, and deeds must express my geniusness.
I am a genius. My decisions must always be in the best interest of myself, my family, my people, and my God. Only then will I and everyone I know that I am a genius.
I am a genius. At all times, my geniusness must reflect my culture. My geniusness must serve my God. My geniusness must make me be one in love and harmony with my family. My geniusness must protect my people. Yes, at all times I must demonstrate excellence because I am a
The African Heritage Diet consists of 6 lessons. Lessons where we reach back to our African heritage to find culturally appropriate health and wellness practices that help us to move forward as a people that are whole in mind, body, and spirit. Lesson 1 is herbs and spices. Lesson 2 are greens. Greens is the widest part in the base of the African Heritage Diet food pyramid. So many greens should be consumed. And as you move up the pyramid, those are the things that you consume in lesser proportionate amounts. Whole grains, lesson 3. Beans and rice, lesson 4. Tubers and mashes, lesson 5. Lesson 6. Fruits, vegetables, and a healthy lifestyle.
Women, but the most important goddesses were black, not just for the African now in the civilization of the Greek. The Greek was so profoundly affected by the Africans that the goddess of chastity was a black woman, Artemis. The goddess of wisdom was a black woman, Minerva. The goddess of beauty was a black woman, Diana. And many of their great mythological figures which were critical to the vision of history, the history of the Greeks in the Odyssey. The woman who draws, who has the power to draw Odysseus and all his crew into her, is Circe, who is represented as a black woman with African features on the Greek vases. The woman who helps Jason win the Golden Fleece is a black woman, Medea. The woman who marries Perseus, the Greek hero,